Welcome back, co-spoilers. Here we are again with another episode as we dive into the world of movies. Oh wait, here's a glimpse.
What are you doing here?
Are you ready to jump on this movie and enjoy the things that doesn't matter?
The city never slept. Neon signs flickered like electric fireflies, taxis honked and weaved through the congested streets, and the hum of nightlife pulsed through every corner. Streetlights reflected on puddles left by an earlier rain, casting a shimmering glow across the asphalt. In the midst of it all, a man moved as if the chaos were choreographed for him. Every step confident, every glance deliberate. His name was Jamie Randall, and he thrived in a world where charm was currency and desire was always within reach. A pharmaceutical salesman by trade, Jamie could sell ice to Eskimos, a drug to a skeptic, or a smile to any woman who crossed his path. He was young, dangerously handsome, with an effortless swagger that made people trust him or want him without even realizing it. Jamie's life was a whirlwind of fleeting pleasures. Nights blurred into mornings, a blur of rooftop parties, late dinners, and whispered promises that vanished with the dawn. Commitment was a foreign language, responsibility a cage he had never wanted to enter. Every kiss, every embrace, was a thrill, a conquest, a temporary masterpiece in a gallery of passing moments. But then, like a spark in the darkness, he met Maggie Murdoch. She was nothing like the others. Bright, fierce, and unapologetically herself, Maggie moved through the world with a grace that was almost defiant. Parkinson's disease shadowed her every movement, subtle tremors hidden beneath layers of composure, but her energy was unstoppable. Their first encounter wasn't the kind of slow-motion, cinematic moment one reads about in novels. It was messy, chaotic, and almost reckless. Maggie teased him openly, sarcasm dripping from every word, daring him to keep up. Jamie, used to women falling for his smile, felt something new, challenge, intrigue, skepticism. She saw him, truly saw him, and didn't play by the rules of his carefully constructed charm. Over the next few weeks, their worlds collided repeatedly. Coffee shops, bookstores, hospital visits, chance encounters, in bustling city streets they became inevitable. What began as flirtation slowly evolved into a delicate, intricate dance. Jamie pursued her relentlessly not because he had some heroic notion of love, but because she was singular, a puzzle he could not ignore. Maggie's independence, her fire, and the quiet strength she carried beneath her playful sarcasm fascinated him. She refused to let him dominate the interaction, forcing him to meet her on equal ground, exposing cracks in the armor he had worn his entire adult life. Meanwhile, Jamie's professional life soared. The 1990s pharmaceutical boom was in full swing, a whirlwind of profit, persuasion, and polished suits. He navigated boardrooms and sales pitches with surgical precision, selling medications with ease and charm that often bordered on theatrical. Yet, the high-powered, money-driven world he inhabited contrasted sharply with Maggie's reality. Her health was unpredictable, her body a reminder of mortality. Every tremor, every cautious step, was a counterpoint to Jamie's seemingly limitless freedom. This tension between his reckless joy and her cautious strength became the heartbeat of their growing relationship, a rhythm of desire intertwined with fear, love shadowed by uncertainty. Then, their flirtation deepened into intimacy, a fiery, consuming connection that neither had anticipated. Jamie, who was accustomed to shallow encounters, found himself vulnerable, forced to confront emotions he had long avoided. Maggie demanded honesty, presence, a rawness he had never had to offer. Every touch, every glance, every late-night conversation chipped away at the defenses he had built around himself. And as their bodies entwined, so did their souls, slowly weaving a bond that went far beyond lust, a bond that challenged Jamie, reshaped him, and awakened a depth of feeling he had never thought possible. But reality crashed in, relentless and unyielding. Maggie's Parkinson's isn't just a quiet detail in their lives, it's a shadow that lingers in every moment. Every tremor in her hand, every faltering step, every tired sigh becomes a reminder that time is both fragile and precious. She fears becoming a burden, dreading the day her body will betray her completely, the day love might feel like a trap rather than a comfort. Jamie, on the other hand, is unprepared for this kind of vulnerability. He has never had to anchor himself to another person's fragility. His world has always been fast, free, and flirtatious, a constant chase of the next thrill. Now, He is confronted with someone whose future is uncertain, whose present demands patience he has never learned to practice. Their love, once simple and intoxicating, becomes a careful negotiation between desire and fear, freedom and commitment, passion and responsibility. Conflict is inevitable. Jamie's impulsive, flirtatious habits, once charming, start to create cracks in the fragile trust between them. A wink here, a harmless joke there, suddenly feels like a betrayal. Maggie's need for certainty and consistency clashes with Jamie's instinct for spontaneity. She tests him, deliberately stepping back, questioning if his love is genuine or merely another fleeting excitement. Their arguments are raw and unfiltered. Words spill out in bursts of frustration, sometimes anger, sometimes heartbreak. Tears are shed, doors are slammed, silence fills spaces where laughter once lived. And yet, no matter how far apart they pull, some invisible thread draws them back together, because the bond they share is far deeper than either has experienced before. In one of the film's most intimate and heart-rending moments, Maggie allows herself to open fully. She speaks of fear of dependence, of losing control, of being abandoned when her body fails her. She shares the small, quiet tragedies that no one else sees, a dropped utensil that turns a meal into frustration, a misstep in public that invites pity instead of empathy. Jamie listens not as a cavalier lover, but as a man learning to care beyond charm, beyond desire. For the first time, he understands that loving someone is not a performance. It is patience, it is sacrifice, it is courage in the face of inevitability. He begins to see Maggie in full, not just the woman who makes his heart race, not just the witty, vibrant spirit that captivated him, but the raw, tender human being navigating a life filled with unseen battles.